What is going on YouTube? So Nick Cotter here again, the Flexible Dieter, and today we're going to do something a little bit different.
Like a bullet train.
So myself, I am a personal trainer and both an online coach. So in this video I want to go over everything there is to know about personal training, what to do, what not to do, the pros and cons, how much money you can earn, what are the hours like, everything there is to know about personal training is going to be in this video. I'm going to try and keep it anywhere from about 5 to 10 minutes, so let's get into it. So firstly, just to make this video more appropriate and I guess align myself with what I'm talking about, I myself have been a personal trainer for about 7 years. I got my degrees years ago. I did them through an online course. They are super easy to get, and they can be done anywhere from eight weeks to, you can take upwards of 2 years to do them. So with mine, as I said, I did them online. They cost about $2,200 back then. I know now they are quite hefty, quite expensive. You're looking at around 5 to 6 grand to get a qualification to become a Cert 3, which is a group instructor, and Cert 4, which is a face-to-face qualified personal trainer. So on top of this, you're going to have to pay your insurance, which is anywhere from $200 to $300 per year. That covers you typically up to about $20 million worth of damages. I mean, anything from dropping a squat rack on a car to hurting someone, that sort of stuff, you are covered for that sort of stuff. So you need to have this to work. Secondly, you need to have your qualified CPR. And I'm talking about in Australia here as well, guys. I'm sure in the US or all around the world, there's going to be the same sort of things. So qualified CPR and first aid in case one of your clients gets sick, gets hurt, you're able to help them and do the right thing by that. Thousands of people try their hand in personal training. The failure rate is very, very high. And that is because people think it's easy work and you can earn good money for the amount of work you do. So is this true? And not really. Because, as I said, so many people do the course, it is highly competitive. So if your heart's not in it, if you're not passionate about it, it will come through. And if you're not good with your business and organizations, that will show and you will fall off the bandwagon. And trust me, I've seen this many times to many personal trainers over the years. An example of this is the gym that I used to work at, which is a gym in the city of Sydney. In the time I was there, which was about a year, we went through 8 different personal trainers, all coming, going, thinking they'd like it, didn't enjoy it, they wouldn't show up to shifts. So that's just a little sneak peek at just really the tip of things into how bad the turnover is in this industry. So for myself, I work typically, I train anywhere from 35 to 50 client sessions per week. Most of my sessions are 45 minutes, some of them are half an hour. So you add that up, that's say 40 hours a week in work just for those one-on-one sessions. You then have to do the programming for all of those sessions. So you got to work out what each person's training, why are they training it, do they have any injuries, what program are they on, what program have you written previously for them to now do. So you got to add probably, I'd say 10 minutes before each session, or the night before each session, or the week before each session, to do your research, remember what everyone's doing, because when the numbers do get up there, it does become an effort to remember. You can't just go in there willy-nilly and kind of guess what people are doing. It's not the key to being a successful personal trainer. You want to remember exactly what you did last week, what you're going to do next week, and how to approach each session. So with that said, that's about 5 hours extra work a week. So you've got 45 hours of work each week. Then you look at the hours you're going to be working. The time of day is going to be a big one. Majority of trainers you will find will work from 5 a.m. till about 11 a.m. and then at night anywhere from 4 till say 9 p.m. And the reason those times are popular and people need training at that time is because that's going to be before and after work. And you'll also find, depending on the demographic of your gym, you will find that some people want to be trained during their lunch break as well. So I know for myself, I work from about 5:30, 6 a.m. most days, up until 10:30, 11 in the morning. I'll get home, I do my emails, my programming, and then I go back to work at about 3:30 and work till 8 p.m. So is that flexible? Absolutely. I can train myself, I can walk the dog, I can do whatever I want during the day, But you got to remember, you're going to be working early mornings and late nights. So you got to ask the question, is this for you and can you sustain it? And I guess as you ask that question, you're going to be wondering, is the money worth it? Personal trainers, typically speaking in Australia, will charge anywhere from $50 for a half an hour session. That's probably a standard rate. Anywhere to $120 for a 45-minute or 1 hour session. Run those numbers with 40 or 50 sessions a week, and you're talking about you're taking home some decent money. So you can easily earn, as a personal trainer, 3 figures. You'd easily earn 100 grand a year with doing, say, anywhere from 40 to 60 sessions a week. Even if you charge on the lower end, you're going to be working 40 to 60 hours a week, but granted, you can earn 100 grand. So there's obviously some things to consider and some other aspects to keep in mind when working out if you want to be a personal trainer, and if those sort of hours and that sort of money entices you and you want that sort of job. So the first thing to consider is obviously, how are you going to market yourself, and what's your niche going to be? Are you going to just be training the general public? Are you going to start with the general public? Are you going to train elite athletes? You're going to train competitive bodybuilders, bikini athletes? You're going to prepare people for weddings, fat loss phases of their life? The biggest tip I can give you with that is don't have a niche. Everyone's going to say you need to train, you need to find out who you like to train. Do you want to do more boxing? Do you want to do more fat loss, fat gain, muscle gain, that sort of stuff? To be honest, start very general public. They're the people that are going to come into the gyms. People that just want to get in there, tone up, lose weight, they're going to be your market, because if you start training them, then you can actually pay the rent, pay the bills, and from there you can look at, okay, I want to specialize in different avenues such as contest prep. You can kind of spread the knowledge on flexible dieting. You can go different avenues from there, but firstly you must just train the general public, unless you're somehow going into the personal training degree and lifestyle with thousands of followers from another avenue. What a lot of people don't think about is that training people, just the general public that just want to get fit, get in shape, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot about different people's fitness backgrounds and how to approach this, different people's motivational level, different people's motivation, where they get it from. Also, you're going to train people of all ages, genders, ethnicities, that sort of stuff. So it's going to teach you a lot, both as a person and as a trainer, and you can use that moving forward. So as a trainer, obviously going into it, you want to know roughly how much money you want to earn per week. You need to now work out how you're going to get there and what you're going to do to maintain and look at the retention side of things. Myself, I highly recommend using platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, even Twitter, just to share your experiences with clients, let people in on your personality and what you offer in terms of training, and also it's a good retention thing. It's a good fun thing to use, that people can okay, oh, that Nick guy down at local and in Manly there, he does this. They can search up on you and they can see, okay, that's what he's like, and if they're into it, then they're into it. But really, you got to think big picture, and that comes down to looking at the retention. A lot of the time it is the clients will join up at your local gym that you might work at, and they'll want, okay, do 4 weeks before summer or something. You've got to turn that client into a long-term client that you can keep them accountable, and also they'll keep paying you. So how do you do that? And I highly recommend this. I'm not saying everyone should do this, but this is a good way to get retention and keep your clients coming back over a long period of time. So potentially turning a 4-week client into a 6-month client is the goal here. And so what I'm talking about is online coaching. Online coaching gets a bad rap because there are people that aren't even qualified, that are new to personal training, that don't even know what to do in personal training, and they're doing online coaching. But I'm saying you're taking your existing clients, who you've written programs for, you've met them face to face many times, and then you turn them into an online client where they'll check in every fortnight or every month with you, and you can do their programs, diet, calories, macros, that sort of stuff. I myself do both this form of online coaching, and I actually do coaching where people can hit me up on YouTube, Facebook, that sort of stuff, and I can prep them for shows, weddings, body transformations, that sort of stuff. So that's another thing you can look at down the line. But I'm just saying, strictly for personal trainers, you can look at the coaching via email for the clients that you already have. And that's a great way to keep your clients around and have more clients on the books. Now that I've mentioned the money, in my opinion as a trainer, there's 3 things you need to be successful. And you need all 3. You can't just have 2 or 3, you definitely need all 3. So the first one's going to be work ethic. Goes without saying, you need to work hard, you need to put in the hours. The second one is going to be you need to know how to manage your business. You need to be able to message clients, schedule things, call clients. You need to be strict with payments in order to not let people push you over, and long term keep accountable, keep your clients accountable, and run a good business. And this also goes for your marketing. You need to be on point with your marketing. You need to be getting out social media posts. You can schedule them. You can do one every second day, one a day. However you want to do it, you need to be on top of that. And the third one's going to be, which in my eyes is the biggest one, you need to be a people person. To be honest, as a trainer, you're going to be with people all day, every day, different types of people, as I mentioned earlier, so you need to be really good with that. So I guess with all that said, you got to then think, are you passionate enough to do this day in, day out? You've got to see people when you're tired, you've got to see people, sometimes you'll train 10, 15 people in a row. Are you willing to put in the effort and be on your feet for that long and train people? I know for myself, the answer is yes. I love fitness. I'm really passionate about it. If I could have any other job, I probably wouldn't, to be honest. I would keep doing this. The goal for me is to just progress in who I'm training and look at other avenues as well. But I guess you've just got to ask yourself that before you get into the fitness industry. So I'm hoping that this video, some trainers out there watch this and they think, okay, maybe those hours are too hard, or maybe I don't want to be getting up at 4:30 a.m. and be on my feet training people that often don't want to be there. You got to remember, people hire a trainer because they lack motivation themselves, or they lack accountability. So you're there to help them. So you got to remember, sometimes you're going to get in there and that client won't be there. They might show up 5 or 10 minutes late for a 30-minute session, and they're not going to want to be there. Their head's going to be down. They're going to be like, oh, let's just get through it, I guess. You've got to inspire them. You've got to motivate them, and you've got to get them out of bed to do their job and do your job well. So let me know what you think, if this helped anyone. If you got any questions, drop them below, guys. I'm going to make a few more of these videos in the future where I'll break things down even further. But as of now, that's Nick checking out. Peace.